Greetings, everybody. So it looks like, well, today it's 12:30, just after noon, about a half hour after lunch, and it is March 15th. It is 66 degrees Fahrenheit outside. It is absolutely beautiful. I took the dogs walking. I also took my granddaughter for the first time to the park, to what we call the lagoon. There's like a area where two creeks meet, and you end up with like some like water there. So I am working on flashcards, and I think that the long term, in the long term, if I can get this application done, I'm hoping to have it done this year. But if I can get it done, um, this will probably be my favorite, all-time favorite application. I think it's gonna be really cool. Um, so I'm gonna head on over. So I'm trying to figure out, okay, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I'm moving over, and so I'm just gonna double check. Okay, yeah, flashcard is the oldest one, so I'm gonna come in there. And I did not. I forgot to turn off um my server, my local server, so I might have just really messed up. Yep, it looks like I just really screwed things up. And I've definitely seen, okay, no, it killed it. Okay, good job, good job. What is this thing called? This thing is called Visual Studio Code Terminal came in and fixed that for me. So I'm on my flashcard builder. The name of this thing is called Implement Voice Structure. I think if I remember correctly, I did watch the end of my video from yesterday. Let me see something here. Um, okay. Every
Good morning,
once in a
everybody.
while,
It's Marty the JavaScript.
I'll upload videos to YouTube, and then they just don't ever work for some reason. Um, and so it's like important that when I publish video that I actually go and check to see that it actually works. So I always do that. The other thing I'll do is I will try my hardest to watch the video all the way through. Sometimes I turn the volume down while it's going just because if something happens, but for the most part, I just let it play and watch my videos all the way through. It's kind of fun. But anyway, so, oh, and I have this. Okay, next use voice recognition to populate the results. Okay, so that is what we are working on. That makes total sense to me. So npm start. Let me bring you guys up to speed. So I only work on this project once a week, every Sunday. Um, uh-oh. Oh, and that is because I'm not. So, and then this year, 2016, I changed the architecture. Um, and instead of just having my application at the top of my project, now have a, I actually put it one level down, and I typically will have what did I do? NPM start. I will typically have a Cypress project alongside as a sibling. Now, I used to the very first my like the last application I was just working on just now my 3JS, I actually have Cypress and um 3JS, I mean and um Angular both updated. Now are installed together in the same project. And like I do that with 3JS, right? That library, but 3JS is a fairly static library. But Cypress is not. And but well, another thing is Cypress is constantly under continuous improvement. But additionally, Cypress uses TypeScript, and so does Angular, and so your version of TypeScript matters. Um, so I had gotten to the point where my Cypress, I think in my last project, my Cypress version of TypeScript that it wants is different than the version of TypeScript that Angular wants. And since they're in the same project, um, that seems to be an issue. There may be a workaround for that. I don't know. But um, to me, I kind of like having them separate anyways. But anyway, so here's our cool application, and basically I think all of this top stuff is working, but this results is not actually, um, it may not even be a component yet. So let's try this. Hello, how are you? How's it going? So I think it's still, yeah, it's still recording. And so if we hit F12 here, we see that we have these results coming in. We see how we have an array of them and all that. And I think it, like technically it's the same, but I think it might behave a little bit different. But the structures and everything are the same between Google and Microsoft. But the results are definitely different, and the way it serves up results is definitely different. So as you see, it is listening, it's creating these little speech recognition things. Now if I turn it off, then it's off. But what I actually want is to start having my recognition results show up here. And the long-term goal, just so you know, is so that we go voice, something along this. This is an old thing I made, but basically, it's what I wanted to do is be able to be like this, like start a voice thing. So this is the equivalent of pushing that button and then allowing it, which we just did. Question: how many elements are there? Answer: 3. Right, so obviously there are way more than 3 elements, but the idea is that now we would have on the left we would have like a question, and then on the right we'll have 3. Now let's do the exact same thing in Edge. Is this Edge? No, that's Copilot. Where is Edge? There you are. And apparently I have a new version of Edge, so who the heck knows what this is going to do. Oh, and it's we have this little API thing because the problem is the API is very, very, very raw and not complete and incomplete. So let's try this again. Question: how many elements are there? Answer: 4. So as you see, this is a very different result set. It adds capitalization, it adds punctuation, um, and all that. So like actually even my code is going to be different because I say question, and one of them, I never even noticed this before, but one of them returns something different than the other. So, so this only sent one alternative back and all that, but this one set an array of alternatives back, and this one, like what we'll probably do, yeah, if I want it to work in both browsers, I'm going to have to like push when I do my analysis of what the person said, I'm going to have to remove punctuation and lowercase it, and um, then say, oh, okay, this is a question. Okay, and then I'm thinking I'm highlighting things. All right, so the goal for today is to just get results in here, or maybe even I think a component. I don't know though, because this sure is a big ass commit. There's a lot of stuff in here. Maybe we should just do a commit now. And I think we have another thing for Cypress, and we aren't doing unit tests. So let's go to GitHub. GitHub. I think if I don't have something for Cypress, like a specific issue for Cypress, oh, there's this one issue that I'm working on. Okay, so on this we don't have. I think we already do have Cypress. We haven't made any changes, so I'm going to create a new issue. Um, Now, I really don't know how E2E testing is going to work. And the reason I don't understand how E2E testing is going to work is because um, E2E testing is, um, or because Cypress can't accept voice, like accept turning on the microphone, accept turning on things like that. It can't do that. So I don't know exactly how that's going to work, but I don't really want to do it as part of this effort. But I do think that we need to create a commit at this point. I think this is a pretty good working little area. Um, okay, so I don't know how this will work. All right, great. All right. So, anyways, yeah, I don't. That's way bigger than I generally like to make my issues, but like I just don't know how it's going to work. All right. So I think we should do a commit though. I think this is a really good spot to lock in um, our code. We don't really have features locked in because unless I was to go back and look at this video or whatever, I won't be able to remember how all this stuff works. That's why the end-to-end tests are so nice. But so we're going to add our package. All that does is do this. So we're going to need what is TR? Toggle. Oh, so this is that little toggle recognition component. So we're going to end up creating new component to go down here and then doing the values. Um, I believe the README is we do not want the README. Okay, so we do have that done. So let's just go ahead and discard that. We have another README. Okay, so we want to keep that, but we don't want to commit it. We definitely want that one. We definitely want that one. For sure, we definitely want all the rest of them. And basically, the idea, like I always like to get a commit in. Maybe not a formal commit. I definitely don't want to push this commit. I might actually want to undo the commit and make a big ass commit that has all this stuff. But I generally like. I almost feel like just getting rid of this toggle recognition. We're not doing unit tests, so yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of this spec. That all looks good. I actually even want to keep that so that I don't lose it. And then we're not doing unit test. So I did see people get pretty upset on one of the streams. I didn't get a chance to watch the latest Angular stream. Maybe I'll try to do that tomorrow. Um, but I did notice that a lot of people were very, very mad. I don't think you can check in an empty. I think I'll try checking it in. All right, git commit dash m issue 9. I don't know if this is going to be I definitely don't want to push this one. Um, adds the ability to turn VR on and off. Right. All right. So now what we want to do, I think, is go into our package. We definitely have more than one package, so we got to be careful. Select the right one, and we want to create a component. And we're going to have a voice results component. Inside of our voice results component, I think we're going to have two possible, probably at least two components, maybe more. Um, results component. Results. So inside of our results component, we're going to have a question and an answer component, and then the parent results component will feed the right one to wherever it goes. But as you can see, like the very nature, when we were looking at the way the results come back from Google and the way they come back from Microsoft, the very nature of how you code against that is going to change. Um, one of them is sending you sort of a set of them with different confidence levels, and the other one's just sending you one back and has all the stuff. So, like, if I want to work in both places, it is actually going to take a lot of specific code for if there's more than one and stuff like that. Um, but if I don't, then um, like if I can just focus on IE only, like Edge only, or if I can just focus on Google only, then it's gonna be a lot faster. I'll probably do both, um, because they'll probably eventually settle into the same thing. I guess. I guess that's what I think is gonna happen. All right, so let's go ahead and run this. So we need to go into Flashcard Builder, and we're gonna say npm run results component. And what this will do is it will actually run this function, and it'll run this script, and it'll make sure that when it runs this, that it runs it in our context. So it won't, if I happen to have some globally installed CLI or something like that, it'll only use the one that's in our node modules. So that's why I do that. It was definitely at some point in time necessary. I mean, it definitely made my life a lot easier, and definitely made it easier to like not make mistakes, or at least for things to work the way I expected them. But at the same time, um, it didn't. Let's go just make sure it went where we're hoping for it to go. Results, yeah, I think that's good. All right, so now I want this results to show up here. And the name of it's app results, but it needs to import results because these are standalone. So I don't think I have a single module in this application. So if you're a little bit more old school, um, that is going to be weird. It's going to be real weird. It's weird. It's so weird. Let's see, wrong one. Delete. Oh, I do like unit tests. I really do. I really, really do. I probably don't seem like it, but I do. I think we have to import it here. If I remember. Is it really? No, it's not called results. Okay, I'm just going to call it components. Because that is a bit component. I don't think there's going to be any problem. It's going to be a bit weird. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Control V. But results is just too generic. Looks like I don't need some of this stuff. I don't even think I'm going to use routing on this. Maybe I don't, but I don't think so. Okay, so now we want app results like this. Probably into its own div. Maybe not. We'll see. It's easier to remove a div, I think, than to add it, but neither of them are too particularly hard to do. Oh, Lord. App dash results. All right, so that is our HTML Angular selector app results, and results works. So basically what we need results to do is to listen to the event, right? So it's going to need an effect with signals and all that stuff. And then in our, I think we only have one basic service that's got everything in it. Yeah, voice recognition service and result signal. So we have this signal. There's a lot of like what would you call it, boilerplate and stuff like that that needs to be done to get these things wired together, but it shouldn't be too bad. But I do probably need to go take care of some stuff. We need to get my granddaughter back home to her home, and we need to um, he had a big party last night, so we took some tents and stuff over and put them up. So we need to take those down and all that. So help out. They might need some help with some stuff. Um, okay, so next, set up the results to print to listen and print results. And then I guess I'll just do like a yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm really thinking it's funny. It's been a very long time, like decades. Okay, since like the 1990s that I've actually written code that is very specific to a browser behavior. Um, and that one of the browsers behaves. Okay, first of all, it only works in Chrome and Microsoft. Now, I will say that Firefox and all those guys did in fact implement a lot of this stuff, but they don't have it connected to a cloud, and the cloud is what either the Azure cloud for Microsoft or the Google cloud for Google. Alphabet, I guess would be the better way of putting it. So the for Microsoft, they use the Azure cloud, and that's what gives you your results back. So that's the thing that does the voice, analyzes all the waves and stuff from your mouth and your throat, and then turns those into words, right? So, but last I checked, like Google, Firefox, DuckDuckGo, none of the other ones actually have that connected up. So, anyways, happy coding, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Bye.